Salam sejahtera, we are from Group 3. Now we will present our report, which is Risk Analysis for Farmer. Before that, I will introduce myself. I'm Serena Tang with matrix number 278367. Okay, let's start. A farmer, often known as an agricultural worker, is someone who works in agriculture by raising living animals for food or raw material. Agriculture covers a wide variety of activities such as production, researching, and developing, while farming is the execution of agricultural operation. Farming is also the science of or function of cultivating lands for agricultural development and rearing animals to provide food, wool, and other commodities. Okay, agriculture is an important industry in Malaysia that contribute to national and economy development and prosperity. Moreover, it is also one of the most risky economic sector, which is making farmers particularly vulnerable to both deadly and non-fatal injuries.
Greeting and good day, doctor. My name is 279871. I will continue to hazard analysis for agricultural workers. Agricultural workers need to work outdoors for long periods of time, so there are many health, safety, and environmental hazards to consider. The following are hazards they will facing in their workplace. First is biological hazards. Refer to biological or biological substance that will be harmful to humans or animals. The substance includes bacteria, germs, and mammary parasites. For agricultural workers, long-term inhalations of motley hay, straw, or dust in buckets can cause fever, headache, and muscle pains. Long-term exposure to NO2, H2S, and NH3 will affect the respiratory tract, and also will cause animal diseases when workers stay with livestock long time. The second is chemical hazards. Refer to environmental pollution, natural, animal, and plant toxins, pollutions from the food supply chain, process, and illegal substance. A space with limited access and insufficient ventilation, such as livestock, manure pits, and storage rooms, has the potential to contain toxic or explosive gas build-up. Workers are exposed to dangerous products, including lubricating oils and fuels used in large harvesters, which can lead to fire if they are not properly used. The third one is economic hazards. Refer to the pain, disorder, or pathological change in the lips caused by violation of the normal development of human psychology and psychology in the workplace. For the agricultural workers, if the workers need to operate the heavy machinery such as tractors, harvesters, chainsaw, and also prolonged standing and sitting will affect their body and bones. The next one is physical hazards. An element or environment that can cause harm through exposure include economic hazards, radiation, ambient temperature change, vibration hazards, and noise hazards. For agricultural workers, the noise comes from heavy machinery. Too high decibels impacting the eardrum will damage the hearing. Extreme weather-related injuries such as heat stroke, sunburn, dehydration, or ultraviolet rays. Psychological hazards is any occupational hazards related to the way work is designed, organized, and managed, and the economic and social context of the job. For agricultural workers, heavy farming can cause stress and even mental health, such as long working hours, constant care for livestock, and crops that need to be planted and picked or harvested at specific times. Repeat a task without any novelty or challenge, and the last one is farming works on a seasonal basis. The last hazard is safety hazards. Refer to hazards in the workplace that cause illness, injury, disability, or death of workers. For agricultural workers, may need to work at heights or down wells, so workers are at risk of falling from height, and in some cases they can be paralyzed. Risk of accidental activations when using equipment or machinery, as well as injury from sharp blades or unnoticed push pins. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good morning, Doctor. I'm Gazli with matrix number 278330. Now I'll continue the part of risk analysis. Farmers are more likely to have greater chance of risk if compared to other sectors workers because they work with machinery and animals frequently leads to traumatic injury. First is biological risk. Bacteria, viruses, and insects can cause infection, while bioaerosols, which derive from organic dust, can cause allergy and many respiratory diseases such as asthma or an organic dust toxic syndrome. Next is chemical risk. Farmers come into contact with high concentration of toxic chemicals, including pesticide and also toxic solvents, which bring consequences to them such as skin rashes, eye disease, and DNA damage. Next is ergonomic risk. Farmers' job frequently requires outward pressure and repetitive motion, such as carrying heavy weights and kneeling frequently, and hence farmers are immensely affected by musculoskeletal disorders and pains at body parts such as shoulders, arms, and legs. Farmers also facing physical risk because they exposed to heavy machine, tractors, noise, vibration, radiation, as well as ultraviolet rays. High exposure to those hazards can cause hand-arm vibration syndrome, radiation illness, skin cancer, and even serious temporary and permanent disabilities. Lastly is psychological risk. Farming is a particularly stressful occupation since they often facing financial difficulties, climate variability, and old injuries. So farmers' mental health issue can affect their lives in a variety of manners. The symptoms of stress may be loss of desire, feeling tired, difficulty in sleeping, anxiety, and most seriously suicide.
Next, I will present about proposed control measures that are effective safeguard workers from danger in the workplace, help avoid injuries, illness, and incidents minimize, or eliminate risks to safety and health, and assist employers in providing workers with safe and healthy working conditions. Each hazard poses a number of impacts and danger to the farmer, and control measure must be provided to ensure farmer safety. First, for biological hazard, the control measure is choose specific types of productive equipment and the required amount of filtration that approved by National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. Second, implement livestock disease management practices. For chemical hazards, we have 3 measures which is ensure the chemicals are stored and handled correctly. Next, when moving chemicals, make sure to follow all of the necessary steps and promote chemical safety awareness among all farm employees. For safety hazards, workers should receive extensive training in safe use of agricultural machines and prepare an emergency safety plan for the farms. Last but not least, for agronomic hazards, use a stand-up rolling rake while harvesting and use a meter liquid applicator. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, in conclusion of our research, we can conclude that addressing the considerable risk of accident and disease faced by farmers requires increase their understanding of safety and health in agriculture. Okay, as a result, everyone play a vital or important part in encouraging effective administration and control, as well as improving the working environment in order to avoiding accident and infection. That's all for us. Thank you.